Good morning, traders. You guys know who it is. It's Money Mitch, and oh boy, did I go swing trade crazy with Trade the Pool, of course. And you guys might want to just tune in, guys. 10 positions. Yesterday we took 12. Two of them are done. I'm out of those two. But let's talk a little bit about the green on the screen. There is, three red, but 3 out of 10, I'll take it, team. Let's talk a little bit about it right here on Live Trading. Like always, guys, smash the like if you're brand new to the show.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, let's get to the action, of course. And you guys know who it is in the chat. My boy, Gil. I see you out there, Gil. And I see Jay out there, Becca, Dwayne Walker. I got to say, I like that name. I'm a big Dwayne Wade fan. So nice name there. Jonathan, Market Sniper. What's up out there, guys? How we doing? 13 in the house. Order flows. What's up out there, man? I like the name. Rick Knight out there. Smoked tuna. I need to make me some smoked tuna. Had me some good salmon the other day, but I got to do a little smoked tuna action. What's up out there, team? Eldon in the house. You know it. Let's get after it, team. Ryan will be with me shortly. Let's see what I can come up with today.
Rang?
There, you see, you say his name loud enough. It's like going in the mirror. Say it 3 times. You'll see Ryan.
I don't know if I want to agree to that, but good morning, and it's good to be here.
Let's get after it, guys. Happy fishing indeed. Like always, guys, we can't give you guys the fish, but maybe we can teach you guys to do the fishing for yourself. So let's get after it. We'll take a look at the stock trading action. Look at this, guys. 10 positions on, guys. I went position crazy yesterday, and a big part of this necessarily being why. Why did I go big yesterday? Well, I put some buying power to work, right? One of the advantages that Trade the Pool has is that it gives you that buying power to put it to work. And I went with the swing trade style here, and you guys can see it. Some of them big green, some of them not as big. But the truth is, overall, with 3 names in the red here, and 7 in the green, maybe 6 and 1 neutral, we can say, that's still a nice like $300, $400 gain. And this is the type of moves that I like doing on the swing trade side of things, because the swing trade side of things always has helped me do what? Minimize the damage and maximize the return. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we're all looking for, right? If we can minimize the damage and get a lot when we finally do get that return, that's what's going to benefit us. And that's what I've seen, and why I can tell you guys my bread and butter is swing trading. And moving into 24, this is probably what I will do 100% of the time. I will repeat that. Going into 24, I'm going to be looking to only swing trade. Why? This is my year that I'm going to finally prove to everyone in the world. And with that being said, providing the broker statements, everything that you guys need to see that swing trading is my game, baby. That's what it's going to be. That's what I'm going to do. And we'll see how that runs in 24. But let's get after it, guys. You guys see the trades here. I got CF, MOS. Those are very similar stocks. Those are continuing to climb here in the pre-market. That's looking great there for me. MaxN, now up there to 636. We got this yesterday, right near 6, right? I'm at 602. It's at 642 right now, looking great. And then I can go to a couple other ones. Valero, we took some profits yesterday. We even took $100 off this yesterday. We still have a pretty good amount, 25 shares up there to 134.66, maybe 134.55 on the bid. We'll see if that can continue to climb. And then Zim Shipping. Shout out to my man Wisdom in the chat. I went after this one. on a nice little pullback, got it below the 950 area that I wanted to get. Now we'll look to see if we can run back to 1050s, and maybe even 11 today. We'll see what happens with this one. Definitely not going to let it go red here, but it was up in the pre-market towards 1026. I want to see that taken out and maybe start making its move to 11. And I got 200 shares of this one, so I got to be careful, but I really want to start seeing this climb and start to make me that good green. All right, so that's going to do it with these trades. I can go through all of them, but hey, we'll go through them during the show here. Of course, like always, guys, smash the like if you guys appreciate me sharing with you guys the positions. And of course, it's 10 of them. And what I wanted to show you guys in that case, and I've talked about it before, like my sweet spot, this is kind of about the top that I usually go to, maybe maximum 13 positions. Have never traded past that 13 position mark, but it gives me the ability to try to go to different areas in the market. The number one important thing is managing the losses, like I did today on Palantir. I cut down the size and I took like a $40.06 hit. But this does what? It just manages it. And that's the number one thing that I'm trying to do with these positions, is just manage them and let the winners expand and let them cover like 3-4 of those losers. And then one trade covers 4 losers. Oh, we're looking good, baby. All right, that's going to do it for me. I just wanted to give you guys the outlook on that. I'll go to Ryan and we can talk about the market overall today. And if you guys have names you guys want to take a look at, throw them up in the chat. What's up out there, Ryan? How was your day off?
Well, it wasn't a day off. I was just on in the morning. What's that?
It was a tire day. How's those tires?
Oh, dude, it was great. Let me tell you something. Costco, I had a little PSA on my happy hour yesterday. Costco has an amazing deal on tires. They have deals with companies. It's going to be hard to beat that deal at Costco. But the one pro tip, Costco's do not do alignments. So make sure if you do get tires from Costco, you actually spend the extra $150 to get your car aligned. That will maximize the return on the tire investment that you just made and will make the car drive better. So everything went well. It's great. I'm really excited. I'm ready for some snow here in Chicago. I got tires that perform very well in the snow. They're brand new. I'm ready to roll.
Ready to roll, baby. It's good to hear that. I had to do the same for the RAV just probably a couple months back. So, I mean, hey, tires can last you a pretty long time if you get a good pair. So we'll see how those last. All right, let's keep going. Let's get towards the market action. I'm going to go to Ryan's charts now. We can take a look at the S&P and talk a little bit about what's going on. Ryan, I mean, the exuberance is definitely all around. The bulls are pouting their chest. What's going on in the market? What are you seeing?
This to me seems like we are having a long, drawn out blow off top. That's what it feels like anyway. I would say at this point, looking at the SPY here, currently at 473.85, we're going to 480. I think that there is absolutely a test here. You can see it on this chart. This top blue line represents the all-time high. This is going to be a double top. I would not be surprised if this breaks through 480 and draws in more bulls, makes more people excited before finally reversing. Caveat here, just being honest, I've been wrong about the pullback since right in here. Okay, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm trading the price action that I see. The only good news here about trying to short technology or have exposure short technology during this run up here. And by the way, I'm well aware that I'm showing you the SPY and talking about the Qs. They often move together. The SPY is the proxy that I use for the broader market, but I'm well aware that I'm doing that. Nonetheless, I'm absolutely thrilled that the hedge really worked out, right? It gave me exposure to the downside, but it was completely outweighed by the long-term swings that I had, or the long-term positions that I had, that all traded up. Really looking forward here. The question is going to be, when do we make a move back down? Even if you don't think that the market is going to crash or really come in, at some point there has to be a sell-off here. I mean, if you take a look at the MACD histogram, you can see that the signal lines here, they're right at the top. RSI 76.9. I mean, we're hot. The market is running hot. We're due for a pullback, and that's not a bad thing. Even if you're a bull, that's not a bad thing. The big thing that I'm looking for a very deep pullback, because I want to be in near the bottom of a big wealth move. You can see, and what do I mean by wealth move? Well, you can see if we take a look at since the beginning of 2022, excuse me, you can see there are moves up, there are moves down, there are moves up, there are moves down. As a trader, we're going to be able to make money off of both of those moves. But this is the shorter term runs. These are when we talk in happy hour, we call them plate licking trades. These are the smaller ones. This is a wealth move. This is a wealth move, and this is what I'm looking for. I want to be able to buy something at 253 and sell it at 473. That is the type of move that I'm trying to capture. This is traditionally, when markets are healthy and working correctly, this is traditionally the type of action that I'm trying to take advantage of. Now, I will say that during this run here, this post-COVID run, there were a lot of people saying, hey, the market's running too hot. The market's running too hot. It pulled back. Now it looks like we're going back up to those highs. I'm just going to trade the price action in front of me. I have my own thoughts on things. I'm going to try to take opportunities. Some of those are going to be wrong. Some of those are going to be right. But we're going to use risk management and make sure that we don't go too big on anything. And at the end of the day, we should be more profitable. That's exactly what I've seen. I've been literally against the trend. I've been bearish when the market has ripped to the upside, and I've still managed to come out on top. This is the type of thing that we're going to keep trying to do here.
You said the plate liquor, and I saw Hendrix start jumping. He got excited there, but
Hendrix wants his breakfast, huh?
You know it, man. You know it. I was able to trade a smaller name yesterday and made a good profit. That was what was that name? There was the mining name. Man, I traded so much yesterday, Ryan, that I can't even remember the name. That's how bad it was. I think it was what was the mining name yesterday, guys? I think it was like God dang it. I normally don't forget.
CIFR?
There you go. CIFR. There you go.
Shout out Elon.
Mining. Thank you, Elon. Thank you. Appreciate it. So this one was the one that I was trading yesterday. And man, if I would have just held, it might have,
Do you have a screen that you're sharing here?
No, I'll get you up right now. So I'm going to be taking a look at that one because I ended up getting out of it with a small, I took a little bit of a piece out. But we got first reward, right? This pattern didn't work yesterday. I'll show you guys it right now. So this was the pattern that I was looking at yesterday. Eventually, when this broke down here, I just got out for the tiniest bit of a loss there and took the gains though on that first pop, right? So now what I'm going to be watching for, can we get above the fours and just continue going? So we'll see if we pop above the fours. It's already strong and hot here off the 360s. Another thing that I'd be watching for is maybe quick pullbacks to 380s and then back through 4. But it'll be something definitely to keep an eye out for. Miners definitely starting to rip here as you're seeing Mara rip to the upside.
I mean, Bitcoin right now is literally putting in new highs. Bitcoin futures 44,150 at the highs. We are right there. Very, very strong this morning. It's absolutely driving Mary. Let me run through some of my smaller stocks here real quick.
Let's do it.
We don't have a lot of time left. Let me run through them. Here's Mara, the first one. This has really been moving. You guys know my thoughts on the Bitcoin stocks. I'm not sure how well they actually tie, but they to the actual price of Bitcoin. Some of them do move with Bitcoin. You're seeing that here in Mara. This is likely to be in play all day. You could throw Riot in there, although it seems Mara is outperforming. CIFR, awesome job catching that yesterday. I think that there's going to be more of these here with the outsized move in Bitcoin. New highs now on the Bitcoin futures as well. Looks like Apple is trading up here also. There were a couple of stocks that I wanted to mention really quickly that are putting in some small gaps here. ESPR, this looks like this took out yesterday's intraday high. This sure looks like this is trying to go higher. If we take a look at the daily chart here, you can see we're actually in a gap zone. This gap fills at 389 or whatever it is right in here. So some good move, some good range here on ESPR. We'll see if that can get going. We had one, looks like from yesterday, AUVI. Looks like this really kind of ran yesterday, ran in the after hours, popping in the pre-market, but it's really kind of bleeding back. So at some point here, we got to see if this makes another regression back to the VWAP or if this bounces back towards the VWAP. We'll see if we can get that going. Watching AUVI on that. The big one of the morning here, and I can see the chat is already talking about it, is POL. This is polished.com. Looks like this popped, really kind of set this high here about 245. I mean, the actual high here is 250, but it looks like there's a little bit more resistance in here at 245. I like the fact that we're compressing here. We're getting this nice looking flag. We'll see if we can actually hold the VWAP and move higher here. I definitely want, and I'm not going to grab this right out of the gate. I want to see how this trades. And I want to see if this, makes any type of base here. I really don't want to break out of this flag formation to the downside. If it does that, then we'll wait for it to stabilize and take a look here. But POL, this definitely moving here today. It looks like there was a press release earlier this morning, and I didn't see it there. We do have shares of Polish.com spike higher in the pre-market on Tuesday. There was a form filed. Shareholder urges shareholders concerned about their investment to Polish.com to collaborate to increase. I don't even understand this. I'll be honest. I don't even know what they're talking about here. POL up 100%. Just be careful. We'll see where it goes. There were a couple more on here. We talked about AUVI, PRZO. This one's going to be interesting here today. We've traded this one before. RDHL, Wolf, and LQR. We will investigate all of them. Sorry, I ran out of time here. Yeah, it's a BS PR on POL. Kind of felt like that. But all right, Mitch is missing the opening print. Jay, I saw that you trimmed some of your TGTX position. Awesome. That was a double up, right? Yeah, it was 9 something to 18 something. That's literally a double. Awesome job there. I was out some of my shares here in the 18s. I'm holding the other 2. I'd like this to trade a little bit higher. We'll see if we end up getting that. The other thing that's worth mentioning here is yesterday from the Costco garage on my phone, I closed 1/3 of my Chewy swing. Yesterday, they got an upgrade. Had a really, really great day. Sold 1/3 of my call contracts at 100% gain, letting the other 2 ride here. So good day in Chewy. Lighten that up a little bit. Let's dive into today here and see what's going on. POL looks like it is trying to go higher here. Okay, looking across the board. Wisdom. Having Ryan and Mitch together is like peas and carrots or chocolate. Choose your joy. You do you, my man. You do you. Let's take a look here at POL. See if this actually breaks higher here. Again, I think that what I'd really like for this to do is to kind of just consolidate a little bit more right around its VWAP. Even if it drops a little bit beneath its VWAP and then holds there, that'd be ideal for entry. Tuna mentioning ADIL. We can take a look at that real quick. ADIL looked like this popped. Not breaking down here. Would watch the 180 level here. POL coming back into its VWAP here. That's nice to see. ESPR also coming back in here. Careful, folks. POL looks like it's trying to bounce off that VWAP. We'll see how much strength it has. Rhett, good question. FDX a buy on oversell. So Rhett can't give you buy or sell recommendations, but what I can say, especially about FDX, is that this is generally a gauge of the consumer. And so the big sell-off after earnings here, earnings got absolutely, this stock got crushed, still down about 30 points here, down 10%. Now we are bouncing here this morning, so that's probably worth watching. But this, again, kind of a gauge of the consumer. 13 mentioned this earlier in the chat. This kind of confirms, I really do think the consumer is going to continue to tighten. I saw yesterday there were some reports of holiday spending maybe not being as good as they thought. And so maybe we're starting to see that consumer tighten up. We'll see. But FDX, can't tell you. I mean, if I was playing this, if I was day trading this, I'd try to day trade this for a bounce personally. But I can't tell you if this is a buy or a sell. I actually use this as a gauge to gauge the consumer. Acon, penny stock, looking like this is popping here. I'm really not even interested in penny stocks, to be honest with you. AUVI trading up a little bit here. POL looks like that broke the VWAP, so it's really kind of struggling. ESPR sell-off stopped. We'll see if that can actually turn around and move back towards the highs here. POL is actually doing a decent job holding in here. This is kind of what we wanted to see. So hopefully it doesn't break down. Looking good so far. ESPR looking pretty good too, at least so far. Oh, POL still shaking and baking around that VWAP. Still looking around here, folks. POL. Volume is the volume drying up? I feel like maybe. There's ANY. So Annie, this is up. Right here, broke out of this pre-market formation. XAIR, you guys are mentioning here. Big insider buys. This is Beyond Air. Oh, you know what? Let me reset this. So let's check on this. So here are your insider buys. Director, CEO, Chief Operating Officer. A lot of high-level guys in there buying. That was, so it looks like the Chief Operating Officer, Director, and CEO all bought within the last month. Big insider buys there on XAIR. This is a good shout here, guys. Good shout there. POL looks like this is bouncing off that VWAP. At least so far. And as soon as I said that, it came right back in. Sorry for any of you playing that bounce. Sorry to do that to you. It's actually rather entertaining. Stock actually listens to me, but never when I want it to, it seems. See. We'll see on POL. ESPR still holding that 230 level. How's PRZO doing? PRZO looks like this is trying to take 120 out. Is this Weight Watchers moving up here? Weight Watchers moving up here. Was there any news on this? No, don't say anything. Up 10%. CELZ halted. Nice little pop on volume there into a halt. CELZ. Here's CIFR from yesterday. It's like that's trying to catch a bid as well. Yeah, blue guys, you guys saw this. This was a offering really sank blue, still down 44% here. Got to be careful with these smaller stocks, especially holding them. We are bouncing here, so we're up off the lows. It looks like 114, your pre-market low, right? Yeah, that's your pre-market low. We're bouncing here on blue. Let's see if this has some more. I'm actually, you know, I'll bring this up here so I can watch the level 2. See if, yeah, this looks like this is trying to go higher here on BLUE. I don't trust that, though. Be careful with that if you're going to trade that.
All right, guys, let's get after it. I will say that I cut the two losers there at the gates. They just automatically hit their Palantir and Roku. So down about a pretty good amount, like 276. But Zoom with a nice lift off here. That's looking good here. We're going to take about 100 off right now. You see this zimming up there to 1045, guys.
Well, that's the thing when you have multiple positions. Sure, you might take a loss on 2 of them, but if the other positions are buoying it, are you really in trouble?
Exactly. So the key is now just try to, pay myself enough to take some profits here and then look to things to continue moving, right? So I'm looking for like anything that's like above like 100. Valero loves to push, but I'm seeing this nice little push right now that I could take another like let's say 10 shares off here on Valero, pay myself. Let's go ahead. Let's do that. I'm paying myself a little bit more on Valero today. So you guys see it now. I'm only down like 119, but I still got some of these positions on, right? I just took some of it off to take some profits, and I put the ones that are above 100 back down below 100 and look to see if they get to continue. Now 15 shares is almost making me $100 on Valero. So things like this is how I expand the winners and cut the losers, right? Cut the losers.
Sweet.
Look to expand the winners. You hear about this all the time. It's hard to see.
Easier said than done, though. Much easier said than done.
Yeah, I think that's the important part. Disney with a nice little liftoff, though. I got to admit, I kind of like this one. I talked about this one on pre-market prep this morning. And I also talked about WBD, Warner Brothers, because I saw the new Wonka movie, man. I would actually advise, if you like Willy Wonka, at least the first one, to definitely go check out the new one. You will enjoy it in the movie theaters. You will enjoy it for the holiday time also. It was a really well done movie. Like, I haven't said that in probably like 3 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm really soured. I'm really soured on movies in general. Actually, courtesy of 13, I watched one of the best YouTube videos of the year recently, which was just a massive critique of the movie industry and current actors and all that. But that's, I don't know. I'm going off on a rant now.
All right, guys, I'm looking to maybe take a little bit of Warner Brothers today. I like the setup here also. The hourly setup is pretty nice to get back above 1250s, going towards 1260s. Support around 1225s has been holding plenty of times here on the hourly. Would love to get an attempt towards 1235 here, but I might not get 35s. I might have to just jump up here at 42s and look for pullbacks here. I'm going to go ahead and do that here, because I don't feel like this is a bad position. I just need to get pullbacks. So let's go ahead. Let's step up here. Let's go for a WBD starter here. Just grab 200 shares. We'll add on pullbacks. Let's go focus also on what's in the green and what's doing well. And anything that's just slightly green. So Maxen was big green, and out the gates, this came down fast. So I need to continue to watch this. I won't let this go back red. It did go back down to 6 for a second there. So I'm going to go ahead and set a stop there right at 601. If Maxen comes back down there, I need to get out of this name before it goes red today. Today's all like a lot of the days about managing. I can get into new positions, but I also want to just focus on managing the ones that I already have. Like this Crocs looks good to add, actually, because it was pretty strong yesterday, and I feel like it's made a base here at 105, and now wants to close above 106 today. So if I could see that, that's going to give me conviction. I just would love to see a pullback towards around like 105.50s to 105.36. So right here, I wouldn't mind, or somewhere like, let's say this 105.40s to add. Let's go ahead and set up an add order there. All right, you can take over too, Ryan, if you're looking at stocks or talking about other names. I know I'm focused more on my names today, guys. That's just because of the way I'm trading here.
Yeah, I will. I'm actually responding to somebody real quick.
Not a worry. I'm trying to get an order to add here on.
I can actually do that in a sec here. Definitely update on some of the things that we were talking about. So BLUE, blue, that bounce looked like it stopped. POL, this broke down. So we really need that to kind of firm up here to see if that's going to give us any type of trade.
Is this pro or trade?
Pro, excuse me. Pro. I apologize.
No, you're good.
The one thing I will say, this 200 EMA, this was an ad from 13, who does a lot of trading on these similar type of names. Looks like maybe we did find that as support. We'll see here. A couple more that we were talking about. PRZO looks like this is still trying to push back up towards the highs. We'll see if we get there. RDHL, this push has kind of slowed down, but we're not breaking down yet, so maybe we get a little bit of a flag here. AUVI, this was another one mentioned here off the list. This looks like this one's really struggling to go higher here, AUVI. And then what was the other one? ESPR. That's another one of those small names. How's ESPR doing? I actually took that off my other screen here. ESPR continuing to the downside here. Bummer. All right, Mitch, that was the update.
Love it, man. So for Crocs, I just I got that ad at 38s. So 105.38s. Now I have 105.2. I'm going to hold a small little risk because it's not that much at all. I'm risking 18 cents there on 40 shares. Now I want to see this come back towards that rip that it did earlier today, 106.50s. That's going to give me conviction that this really wants to take off. DM starting to move. Remember, I talked about this one yesterday, guys. The penny name. This is my lotto. My lotto in this account. Look at this, guys. It's already up there to 79. All right. So, of course, this is like a penny name here. So I'm going to be looking for ads here back down towards 76 and 75. I'll put in here probably like 75s just to kind of just have a little bit of bid support here. Looking to maybe add a little bit on this name and take a little bit of a flyer on DM. A little bit of a flyer action. This is a penny name, baby. All right, what's going on out there, guys? PRZO, let's go. Let's go. That PRZO. All right, I see that little cup pattern there. Can it do the handle now? The handle would be a pullback, maybe coming back here towards like 115, then coming back around. Feel like this is still a cup here. So we'll see if we break through the 130s and it just erupts here, but it's definitely running into a little wall here. See the 135s and 134s being a little bit of a pesky wall right now. Let's see if it gets through that. Next stop from there would be 141. Looking around to see what's green today. Energy, real estate, and financial services. Industrial slightly green, everything else red. Healthcare, utilities leading the downside action. Bum, bum, bum. Boeing with a nice little pullback. Man, that thing has been hot. All right, going back to WBD.
PRZO went through that pre-market high, stopped at 139 on PRZO. Didn't take that one. Haven't done anything yet here today.
All right. PRZO, will it go?
Mm-hmm. Going so far. Those upside breaks haven't been great, but this one got one here. XAIR doesn't have the volume, although I like what we were looking at there. Order flows PRZO, Papa Romeo Zulu Oscar. Sorry about that.
MOS pulling back significantly today, so got to keep an eye on that.
NVZ moving higher here. Chewy coming in here today. Bummer. Glad we took some off the table yesterday.
Got to. Always, man.
Always got to pay yourself on the way up.
Got to try, man, at the end of the day.
PRZO pullback here.
Definitely don't want to see 37s cut today, so I'm setting a stop there for MOS. And I don't want CF to get red on me here. Looking for this to really start taking off through the 79 today.
Jay, you were in Weight Watchers, huh? Was that like a New Year play? Is that like a seasonality play for Weight Watchers?
That's a weight loss drug play, baby.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's the New Year's people do the resolutions. Weight loss is always at the top.
That could add to that story. That's an interesting way of thinking of it too, right? I think it was just mainly that they are going to be, I think, prescribing some of these drugs, not themselves.
Can't beat them, join them.
Right? I mean, they're going to be like telling their clients, like, "Hey, yeah, you can take this." But that's an interesting way of looking at it, right? Will Planet Fitness make the classic move where it rips into the New Year's? It's ripping, man. Planet Fitness has been coming back. It's an interesting one to think about. All right, definitely seeing a little bit of a lag action today. Man, Expedia's been hot. It's crazy to look at that. That chart is ridiculous.
Okay. So this was that's what I was trying to get to, Jay. I know that you called it before. I was trying to get to what was driving it there. You were saying option positioning. That's good. And actually, I've seen this. I've actually seen WW move off of option sweeps too. So possible to also day trade this. I work out there, but I don't like the purple place that much. I love the color purple, but I've heard bad things about Planet Fitness. I work out in my place. I bought my own bar, my own bench, my own weights. Oh man, I'm such an introvert.
Yeah, it's just, I think that's why people at the end of the day go to the gym. I like to see some people in pain sometimes.
Yeah, it's not for me, man.
That's why I used to go to the library when I used to study a lot, like in college, because I needed to see people also in pain with me studying along. Just like we have a trading community, right?
Home gym. Looking around here, folks, don't see much of anything that I like here today. I'm sorry about that.
Zim bounced off of 10.05s, now back up to 10.28. This is a penny name that I will, well, not a penny name, a fast mover today that I will mention could be tradable on the day trade side of action things. And the big thing there is it's trading at like 2 cent spread right now. So that's a big thing. There's a wall at 10.35. I'm looking if we get through there. That's 26,000 shares there. After that, you got like free air. So let's see if we can really start running on that one today.
AUVI, nice little bounce off that pullback, reclaiming the VWAP and trying to move higher here.
Disney.
Can trying to move higher here.
Let's go, Disney.
Tesla, big rip off the open.
Yeah, don't step in front of that yet.
Oh, I'm not trying to short Tesla. No way, not here. Nice little move though. Lynn and Randy, they're getting their $3 move here today. That's for sure.
Yeah,
BLUE still holding near the highs.
261 makes sense on Tesla. 261, I think could happen before pullback.
Oh, you don't.
I'll show you that. That's just long-term trend line approach here. You know, that's just, it just makes sense, right?
268 maybe.
Like I've had this drawn for a while now. I created this on the 15th and looking to watch it start making its way there. So that was, of course, when that was right here after we did this 250 break. I'm like, yeah, it looks like it wants to get to that trend line. So 261, 40s, 261, somewhere in there, I could see it hitting and then pulling back slightly below it. It could do also a 265 and then try to do the throwback move. But yeah, first attempt, and maybe you can get towards that 261. This looks fine to keep pushing. And then the big thing is going to be, do rates actually get cut next year? That's
big
one
pull
thing
on PRZO here. Big pull on PRZO. Sorry to interrupt, Mitch.
You're good.
Really pulling back. ARQT looks like this is trying to go higher here. Here's PRZO. Loved 13's comment here. Don't step in front of a Tesla. It might run you over. Oh, you meant the stock.
The dragon.
Oh, it's so good.
Amazon going higher today. That's almost up a full percent, just like Tesla. So those are like the big boys leading. Meta behind that. Netflix almost a full percent. AMD in the red today. Technology is slightly red, but look at the Qs go, bro. This is what I talk about, the Magnificent Seven. This is the type of move when you're seeing it, because right now, what are you seeing? You're seeing a lot of red in technology.
Well, Mitch, which screen do you have up? Which screen?
I'll show you right now. I got you. This is always my TC here. So so you guys see how the Qs are going really strong, but yet where is this coming from? If you look at it here, and I'm going to pull this to the left so you guys can see the change here on, and it's the big boys that are holding it up. You start scrolling down on the capitalization. What do you see here? A bunch of red, right? Once I get to like this page 2, it's like bunch of red. And so that just tells me more and more. It's the top of the market holding it up right now. Let's see if it can continue holding it up on the day. What's the flavor of the day, baby? All right, guys, trying to get into ad here on WBD. Let's do 35. Doing 1235s on ad.
Any going higher here? ANY?
Anybody. What's up out there, team? How we doing? Jane Smith, get to the chopper. We got a troll in the chat. Well, there's always this troll out there, man. Lynn,
it's the internet, man.
Yeah, man. If there's no trolls, then where am I doing this on? PBLA setting up. Smoke Tuna sees a nice little setup there. I see AUVI showing up on my scanner. Do you guys have that one on the radar?
Yeah, AUVI, that was moving up from yesterday. Is that still going up?
Yeah, it recovered 220s, and that's where I feel like maybe some buyers kind of stepped in there. Now it went above the VWAP, now pulling back, now trying to reload here and get back to the 240s. Just came up on my scanner really quickly. Hive also showing up. You guys know that one as a Bitcoin miner. Wolf still showing up. WLF. Seeing Mara and Hut, of course, those are moving around. How's that CIFR? That's actually coming down some today. Blink with an interesting pullback. Just taking a look at that. Crocs is hanging out here around the 105.20s. Q's going higher now. That's interesting, man. Are the SPY's doing the same? That just goes to show you that the big boys can just move the market, man. It's crazy. Like if I take a look here and I show you guys the sectors, right? I always look at the open, right? There's only one in the green right now. Yet the market's making this type of look. That's impressive to me. That's when I tell you guys, and there's a lot of people that say that the top stocks don't move the market. I mean, just look at the top stocks right here. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, Tesla. Yeah, they're holding the market up right now. Let's just be honest. That they're causing that kind of market effect there. But damn, it's pretty impressive. I'll tell you that. I don't see this often. WBD giving me that pop down fill and then pop right back up. That's a nice fill there. Where you see that fill you're on like a pullback buy, you get quickly filled and then all of a sudden, boom, right back up above. That's what I want to see now. Now I want to hold towards that low. So I at least know where my stop is on the day. I'm going to stop out at 1232s. So just a $26 risk here for it to really start moving. Now on the hourly chart, I think it can make its way back here towards like 1269. And that right there is already $94. So I'm going to be looking to probably take a little bit off there and then look for this to really do the breakout. Right now, I'll just set a quick target profit if it just rips towards 1269.
Market Sniper saying he's going for AUVI. What's the spot there on AUVI? I did see this bounce here, but I'm just not sure it's got more juice to the upside. Maybe it does. 250 maybe? AUVI?
Yeah.
Not in.
Yeah, what I saw on that one was I think buyers definitely stepped up back at 220s. Like that's where I think like the majority of the buyers are back in this. So 220s is kind of like your support now. I'd be looking at that, right? If they get cracked, they'll probably give up and then the 202s go away. That's why I was saying that was it going to reload here and break through like the 243s and get through the 250s? It's trying that move right now. Right. So like if you feel like this could continue, this is the move where I think it needs to now close all the way up to like 275. Like on the next, like it doesn't need to be like on this 1 minute, right? But you need to start seeing that momentum continue. At least that's what I see on the chart.
Workhorse penny stock moving up. This was Wisdom just mentioning that. AUVI, this does look like this is going higher here on AUVI.
Zim holding the VWAP. That's looking good there. We'll see if those shipping stocks really start to move today. I'm definitely keeping an eye on those shipper names. I feel like I could even scalp some of those plays. And it's really impressive how those things just kind of squeeze. So that's why I'm keeping an eye on those types. Those names have a tendency of squeezing, man. Seen those shippers go before. That's how I think that's literally, I still remember it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're about to talk about.
Yeah, and the cool part is, Ryan, I was actually in college when that was happening.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, I was in college and I was in a advanced derivatives course. And this is why I probably done trade options, because I took advanced derivatives courses. And then so I was in an advanced derivatives course and I had a really smart professor, and I start to see these shippers move, and I'm like, I straight up tell him one day from the day prior, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel like these stocks are going to make like an over 100% move tomorrow. He's like, bullshit.
And then they did.
No, Ryan, like 4 of them did it. Not one of them, 4 of them. Literally, he stopped the class the next day and he's like, Mitch, how the hell did you know this?
Broken clock is right twice a day.
Got slapped by silly Dries. Yeah, that was when Dries was moving. That's when
I remember Dries.
Was moving. Man. So that's why I'm looking at Star Bulk right now, guys. And I'm not saying this just to kind of fluff a story up, guys. There's a reason why I'm long Zim, right? You guys know I'm long Zim. S Bulk is one of those names that I think could keep going today too. So I don't want to grab it here at 21.27s. I need a little bit of a pullback, but this is just one that I'm keeping a watch on. But yeah, that story was really interesting. And I brought up the dry Baltic index. You should have seen my professor just laugh, Ryan. He was like, what bullshit index is that?
So you knew he was sniffing it out. It wasn't his first day.
It wasn't his first day, man. But yeah, I brought that in, and we took a look at it and stuff. And then he was like, all right, so what's the next one? And he put me on the spot, and I ended up picking I ended up picking Eagle, because I started just looking at all shippers, right? So I go and I tell him about Eagle, which is EGEL. And I'm like, all right, well, this one tomorrow. And it goes up another like 80% the next day. And I'm there, and he's like, bro, if you could have just done that with options, you wouldn't even have to be here anymore.
So I was going to say, so Mitch, when's the part of the story where he lets you run the class? That's really what I want to know. I mean, clearly you're putting on a clinic here.
No, it was kind of funny, man, because
by the way, AUVI popping here. PRZO looking pretty decent. AUVI popping. Just wanted to mention that. PRZO curling, AUVI popping.
But it was interesting because it definitely was something to kind of catch. And man, it was something that, like, it was such a good call, and it was just timing, right? Like, this was the hype. This was the AI bubble, right? Like how we talked about AI and how we talked about the metaverse. There's always something sexy in the market, and you have to know those names so that you can keep up with those types of moves. Like right now, I'm watching AI. Let's have a little AI trade. Talk AI. Let's do the AI trade. Yeah, let's get after it. All right, so you see this kind of bottoming on 31.50s. This actually makes complete sense there for me. So I'm going to look for just 100 shares here, because I got to risk a little bit, like $30 here, but wouldn't mind trying to get, there you go. I got 84s there. Did I get it? Yeah, 84s, 31.84. So I'm looking for that bottoming to hold around this 31.50s, get back up there to 33.90s. I think this could keep squeezing, guys. So I'm going to take a little bit of a trade right off of this 31.50s. So it's about $40 risk here. I can already set it, forget it type of trade. Let's see if this really starts to go. But yeah, I'm always looking for these types of stories and things like this. Eventually, the story always turns around, right? That's one thing that Ryan and I both know. In the shipping story, it did turn around also, and things started to come down. But I'll tell you one thing, and it was a moment that I was very proud of. And it was kind of like an FU to somebody, but something that made me feel proud of it was we had a young investors club in college, right? And I was thinking about joining it. I even went to like a meeting, but I realized these guys were very like cult-like. They were very cult-like, and they were just like very like, kind of more preppy, ready to join Merrill Lynch kind of guys. And I just didn't gel with them. right? So one day I was speaking to my professor. I always talk to him after class because I just wanted to pick his brain. Anything that I could learn about trading, I was going to learn from him. He was really good in derivatives. He could price options. That's how you know it, right? Like people that can price options, I think are the best options traders. They actually know what the price should be of the option, determining from the Greeks, right? But one thing that I thought was really impressive was I go and I'm talking to him. Next thing you know, the young investors president comes up to him and he's like, "Oh, how can I get more into trading?" And he asked the professor, and the professor was just talking to me. So he looks over at me and he goes, "Maybe you need to talk to Mitch."
I bet that was a good 15 seconds for you as you felt pretty proud.
Oh man, you know it. You know it. You should have seen the guy's face just go like, he couldn't even look at the professor anymore. And I was just laughing, man. I had to laugh. And that's where I got started, man. That's what got me started. That situation.
Real quickly here, AUVI looking like this might try and bust this top here. Looks like the pullbacks have been better trades here. Wiss, I saw you pulling or adding on the pullback here. Jay, I did see that you had mentioned earlier this has had a 1 to 25 reverse split recently. Remember, all of these smaller names that we're talking about, these are nothing more than trading vehicles. It's not something that you buy and hold. There's no story here like there is on SSYS, for example, or Portillo's, for example, or any of the other stocks that we have more of a long-term view on.
I agree. All right, looking for stocks that start getting hot
right back
now,
to
guys.
The highs.
AI starting to pop there too, guys. So let's see it. Let's start seeing the momentum come back in the market. AI, look at that. Look at that reversal candle. Look at that. I like that. That looks good there, guys. Let's get after it. Smash the like if you guys are enjoying the stream today. And don't worry, guys. Maybe one day, Elon, but it won't be a derivatives course. I'll tell you that much. It'll be a stock trade.
I was going to say, Mitch teaching options. Now that's something.
Believe it or not, Ryan, at that point in time, I was like a Tasty Trade fanatic. I just listened to Tasty Trade all day long, was trying to learn options, but it just was so complex for me. And I just got to the point where like I realized the amount of money that I also needed to do these trades. And I was like, man, like when the hell am I going to have that capital?
Yeah.
Let's be honest, guys. So some of these complex options trades are for the people that have the capital. You have to ask yourself sometimes, what's the entry cost for the strategy? That's a true thing to determine, because there's certain strategies that you cannot do with low capital.
And if you try to force yourself into doing that without the requirements to do that, you're just going to end up hurting yourself.
1000%.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And these are the kind of things that we try to relay to you guys so that you guys can understand, especially for like the newer traders out there. We're not telling you that you can't do things, but that the odds are against you. And that's important to know, right? We're all looking for edge somewhere.
Yeah.
We need to find it.
All AUVI right back on here. Every dip is getting bought on this AUVI. I think that this probably goes higher, or looking like it's trying to anyway. 13. I do have the 1 hour here. Let's put this up. Here's your 1 hour chart AUVI. We have the intraday high here, 281. Looks like there's some size, 270, 260, up to 281. We'll see on AUVI. Looking strong. We'll see if it breaks. How's this dog doing? POL. This would really.
I agree, Wisdom. Actually, I definitely agree with this. I think Gil would agree with it too. One of the things is, trade the pool, see it how you guys see it. At the end of the day, it 1000% gives traders the opportunity to trade with buying power, have an opportunity to do something like I'm doing right now, hold 10 positions. Like there's certain people that will never be able to do this just because they don't have the capital. But if you go to something that can give you the tools to benefit and get the buying power, that's how you can be able to find it, guys. I'll make sure you guys always know the link's right down below in the description. If you guys haven't tried it before, or maybe you guys are battling through it, let us know.
Appreciate all the feedback that we get on it too from the group.
Yeah, no, that's what it's all about, man. And Elon, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to always just trying to work the process for you guys to continue moving forward. If Ryan and I can try to bend the learning curve and get you guys to success, that's what we're here for every day.
I mean, selfishly too, by the way, if we can make you folks better at spotting things and make you folks better traders, then we can benefit from you. The community really needs to feed back on itself. That's really where the important goal is here.
I agree. All right, so let's take a look at this WBD. I'm going to be watching that. You guys keep watching those smaller names. Let me know what you guys see out there. Just trying to like kind of take a quick read on this. This is pulled back multiple times, so looking to make sure that 1232s holds there. We'd really like to see this back up towards 13.
Put your screen up here, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm just looking at like the daily chart. So a lot of times when I take swings, right, it's more based on daily chart action than.
Oh, for sure.
Then
if you're going to swing, it's got to be a longer time frame. I feel like the day trading stuff is one thing, but
yeah. So like what I see is like this trend line, right? And so it feels like it's trying to come up to that trend line. So you see why I'm thinking 13. Literally, that lines up with like 13, right? So like a move towards that would show me that WBD wants to break out. I can sell some there and look for the expansion move. So that's pretty much the outlook that I see on WBD. And I'm also in Disney, a very similar play, right? And I saw that Wonka movie, and I'll tell you right now, man, that was good. Gonna have to go watch it, Ryan.
I don't think so.
Maybe you can watch it at home. I don't know if you can watch it at home, but
yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll check it out just because I loved Willy Wonka when I was a kid so much. I'll check it out when it's on TV, but going somewhere, paying for it, I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I got the morning tickets, so it was like $13. Wasn't that bad.
Did you see that on your birthday? Is that what you did for your birthday?
Yeah, I did it. I did it
Sweet.
early in the morning.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a good move. I'm an early morning guy. It might not seem like it, but I'm an early morning guy. I like to do all my stuff in the morning and then relax in the afternoon and evening.
Yeah, and then I went to a really nice steak place, had a nice 18-ounce bone-in fillet.
Let's go, dude. 13. Sitting in a room with other people.
Who does that anymore?
Oh, I love 13, man. He gets me going every day.
Appreciate the love in the chat, like always, man. And like always, you know, one thing we always say here is whatever's up your alley, whatever your taste, right? I mean, Disney not looking too bad, though. Nice little pullback there. 93.80s holding. You see that kind of stack up move here on the 5-minute. That's a nice reversal area where I wouldn't want to see that even break today. So I'll set an alert to tell me if it breaks that. But you guys see my position way down here and really, really getting going. Yesterday, it was already getting up here. Now it's starting to hold that prior resistance. I want to see that prior resistance yesterday start holding as support here and watching this take back off. If it gets to 95 today, we're looking really good in Disney. Max N coming back up here, 55, and so that's looking great. I'm actually going to be trying to let this get back there towards like 640s, 650s. I definitely want to take some off towards I get to 650s, so just going to continue to watch this one, but at least back into the green. It got close to stopping me out there. It even got like near break even today. That's Max N. AUVI knife.
Yeah, 13? AUVI did knife there.
Okay.
Like I said, haven't really seen anything great here today. And I'm sorry. I feel like I'm letting you guys down today, but
if we do get a quick pullback to Tesla's 257, that's how I feel like I could play and join that party. So Tesla 257 would be interesting for me.
You got that up?
I was just looking at it really quickly on the right-hand side here.
Gotcha.
I'll let you know if I get there, right? It's at 258.76, so it needs a pullback like $2. But I always look for quick pullbacks on Tesla. Tesla loves to make quick rips up and quick pullbacks.
Yeah, it does.
So you have to be careful on both sides of that, right? Sometimes selling the rip and then buying it back on the pullback is one way that I've played Tesla. And then another way is like buying the pullback in very slow amounts. Like, let's say if I want to get 20
Yeah,
shares, why not do it 2 shares at a time? I'm telling you, this has helped me at least. All right, guys, I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't look too bad to see this, guys. I'll put it full screen so you guys can see that. Nothing but what? 9 positions, all green. Let's keep working, baby. Let's keep working. Here to work. Let's get after it. All right. What else is being out there? Volume evaporates fairly quickly. It's choppy out there. I agree. PRZO. PRZO. Let's take a look at that. The AUVI right back to 220. This was the area that I was talking to where I thought buyers stepped up today. Let's see if buyers step back up on 220 and it holds that. X-Air, name that's moving up today. Is this a home builder kind of stock? Beyond Air, it's a medical device. I saw medical devices getting hot. This is interesting. Just trying to hold the pullback today. Came back to 190s. 190s really tight here. $2 is holding pretty well. Come back.
That's the one with insider
208.
buys too, by the way. Don't forget.
All right, I did get an alert there. Got to go take a look here. WBD giving me that alert. I'm out of WBD, guys. Small little loss there. $28 down out of that one. AI is pulling back here, so I want to continue to watch this to see if AI is going to start getting hot here. All right, so let's see what happens here.
ANY continuing here. This was the stock to trade here today. Didn't even look at it. ANY. Wow. Yeah, Bali, this is wild. We talked about this one earlier. I took it off. Here it is. Took it off my screen. This continuing to move here. Shame on me for not hitting this one. Like I was saying earlier, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't really feel anything here. Missed ANY just straight up. This thing continuing to move though. Congrats if you had it. Pay yourself on the way up.
All right, guys, AI starting to get ready here. I'm trying to add, but I want to add below my entry versus adding above. But I think it might run through the 32 now, and so it's going to be kind of one of those moments where I just got to try to get a little quick dip by here and then look to see if it just goes. I don't mind it here. I'm going to add a little bit, 50 shares just there. Gotta be quick with this one though, because AI is a fast mover. So I really needed to start getting into the direction above the 32s and then just pop in, like, let's say towards this 32.45. Can add one more time, and then I got to really risk off that 31.60. I'd like to see this low hold right here. Maybe it makes a wick here, but really take off to the 32 is what we're looking for.
Wiss back in AUVI playing this for a bounce. That's risky, but I'm feeling the FOMO here. Feeling the FOMO here.
Feeling the FOMO, baby.
I am. I really am. I mean, I get it. I get what he's looking at. Got all kinds of. Sorry, Mitch. I got all kinds of pro issues here.
No worries. 31.96. Let's go. Let's go, AI. Let's do a little AI takeoff. Doesn't look too bad here. All right, so this is like my final attempt to add in just a second. Got to be real quick with this one. Just trying to be smart. Trying to be smart on the pullbacks here and then looking for the big rip.
On AI?
Mm-hmm. There's a nice hourly chart with a support around 3150. 5 minute just gave you like a big bar, right? So on the 5 minute, I'm looking for that to hold about 50% retracement of the recent move and then get back above that 3220. You see hands literally on the order to add here, but I would love to see a quick wick to like 82, 83s. There's 83s, 84s. Let's see if I can get 83s on the offer. Boom, 83 on the offer. So there you guys, I just took a little bit more. Now I just really got to understand my risk and look for it to come back from, there's 3 highs here. 1, 2, 3. It needs to hold this low, come back up through this high, 31.97. So looking to take a shot there. We'll see what happens. Out of MOS, Crocs, 8.95.
I got Mitch, I got to drop for a second, do a recording real quick. I'll be right back.
You're good, my friend. Take care of that. All right, guys. DM, baby, DM. Fantastic. Wake up. You found Mitch in DM? Yeah. I'm still in DM, baby. I actually even told Dennis Dick about it this morning. I was like, man, you want a YOLO? I'm looking at it as a YOLO. See if AI can just come back up and just swoop through 32 here. Just keeping an eye on this one because this is the only one that I have in the red right now. How's the Qs doing here? Qs are still riding higher, man. SPY riding higher. Google, Amazon, those are the names keeping the market up here. Meta, big push. Big push. Show you that right now. Take a look here at Meta. Nice little move there. Google. The big boys holding the market, man. Look at that. Amazon. Boom. To the upside. Interesting names for sure. All right. Keeping a close eye on this AI. Might have to get rid of it here. Just keeping a close eye. I want this to come back through the 32. Really shouldn't break this kind of low here. Even if it wicks there, body close below that is not a good outlook on my outlook. That's 31.83s. Oh, wrong one here. It's going to be, I was wondering why it was 83s. That's 75s. So you see how it's hit 75 right now? I don't mind if it even wicks like a penny or two, but bounce off of that, come back up through 32. There's 31.85s. Let's start seeing this spike. Let's see if AI can get moving here. Wake up, Apple. Wake up. Knock, knock. What's my target on Zim? Zim. Let's go take a look at that one. I will just put an alert there for 31.75s, looking for this to get through that 32 and really start riding up. Let's see if AI does that move. Let's go take a look at Zim. Zim now to 10.75. Let's go, guys. Now we're really getting through the daily highs, right? What I'm looking to see if we can get back to this daily high. So top target for me would be, let's say, 1080s, 11 for taking some profits right there on the daily breakout, right? This is 10.95. So I'm looking for that 11 break. Then I could take profits, and then the next layer from there, 12. So 11, 12s, we can just start paying ourselves along the way. And that's what I'll do here. Let's go ahead. Let's sell a little bit of this Zim at above 11s. Let's go setting up for 50 shares at 11:05. Let's do it. All right, so setting up there for a little bit of a sell there. We'll look to see if that rips higher and then continue to work it. Like Valero, right? We took some off earlier today, and look at that. It's continuing to move. Gush was a good play yesterday. I played it yesterday for day trading. Really gave me a nice little trade. Really nice little day trade yesterday. So you guys see this yesterday. This is where we kind of bought it up on this recovery. Like right here, 33 20s, and it just rode up to 34s. I sold it right into the 34s.
I gotta follow you when you start trading these Gush and Drip.
Yeah, the key.
You have a pretty good. You got a pretty good line on them, honestly.
I just flip on oil all the time, and I think that's the real key. You can't be like one way on oil, right? Like I get bearish, and then I ride some move down, and then I take profits, and then I'm like, you know what? This is looking like they're gonna flip the oil game, and next thing you know, they're flipping it right back, right? And Valero's one that I've played long and short. So that's one stock that I like the way that it trades in oil. I will tell you guys that, because when Valero has a tendency of doing this little stop out game in between when it's going sideways, and I'll show you it on the daily. So this is when you really look at patterns, right? So you see this, but then when it breaks out, it's a straight line.
It gets that juice as soon as it breaks out. Look
here with the breakdown. I shorted it up here. Look. So you see that
it broke down and it got that juice, that outsized move when it breaks out of that area.
And that helps, right? That's how you get that nice little expansion win. DM trying to crack 80 cents. Let's go. The way I'd play DM, just in my eyes, right? I'd be selling a lot of it towards one. I always like to sell these penny names towards one, a lot of it, right? And so we'll see what happens on that one. This is one of those like lotto plays. I wonder what the options are, because the options probably are going up way faster than probably the equity trade there. But you know, that's not up my alley.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel really bad. I haven't done anything today. I don't see anything that really is meeting my eye here.
I got a lot of action.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like you have all the action.
Oh man, what can I say, man? Getting after it today and yesterday, really. That's what it was. I came back from my birthday and I was feeling like putting some moves on.
You were ready to go.
Putting some moves on, baby. All right, to the 1080 Zim goes, 1085. Crazy to think that we had 200 from 950s. That's not a bad move there. Valero continuing. Maxen trying to push back here. Maxen just not trying to really do it right now. And if it comes back to 6, you gotta let it go. I'm gonna let it come back down towards my level, but that's about it. Not gonna lose on that position anymore. It was up there to 640s, and I had 250s. So think about it this way: it was up like $100. If it could get to 7, that's a $250 win. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to give it a chance. We'll see what happens.
Tuna mentioning Can.
All right, there you
go. Like
go.
that's trying to break out 290 on Can.
All right, not too bad.
We'll see.
It's funny, Smoke Tuna mentioning Can. Haha.
Tuna Can, is that where we're going with that?
Yeah, that's the way I feel like it. I'm like, dude, Smoke Tuna is bringing up the Can. I mean, here's 32 on AI, guys. I got the 32 move here, guys. Now we're in the green. Now I'm looking good here. Now this can really just start working, guys. So I know my out, and I'm looking for AI to really start working here. Really start pushing back to like maybe even 32.50s. So right on the trend line now. And you guys can see that trend line just visually, like, right? Like, you know, see that trend line right here? We're right on that trend line. Now we got to start closing above that trend line and going for intraday highs. That's going to show me momentum and that it really wants to push. There we go. Did we catch the AI? I'm glad we were talking about those hype names because I kind of forgot about it for a second, and then I looked at it and I was
out of sight, out of mind, dude. Got to keep them on the. Got to keep them on radar here.
This is a lot of stocks, man. A lot of stocks to trade. A lot of stocks that you got to keep your eyes open for, and the only way to do that is to trade with the community sometimes to help you too, because you're gonna miss moves. That's 100%.
I feel like I'm missing all of them today, to be quite honest, especially any. That was the big move.
Well, the new trades today, WBD didn't work out as much, but maybe AI comes in and sweeps that up, and we were able to cancel that little loss, $28 loss on WBD, get back the money. Let's see it. 3209s now for AI. Look at the bar that's creating. It's looking good. It's looking good. Now it just means it needs to take off. Shipping cost up 44% in Europe from Asia, courtesy of the NASDAQ. Man, that is what I want to see, 13. And at least, I did mention this on pre-market prep. I know that you guys sometimes get the better stuff. Sometimes I say some of the good stuff for the live trading stream. I got you guys.
Can move in here. Popped out of that formation. Looks like it's trying to bust 3.
Ooh, 32.15 AI.
Here's 3 on Can. Big size there on Can. I'm not in this, by the way. Just kind of watching it.
Can it?
Sorry, I was watching it on a different chart, Mitch.
No worries. I think it's a funny name.
Here you go.
All right, nice little first spike here to 32.15s. Now let's see if the buying can hold the pull back to 32s on AI. That's what I'm watching for now, where we closed above the trend line, right? Now it needs to hold the throwback look, which is the VWAP. Let's see if that works out, and we'll continue watching also the Can, baby.
NVTA moving. That's just a penny, though. I'll just pass on that.
Oh, and any. CGC, guys, what I would advise you guys, if you guys haven't done so already, definitely check out the podcast, the Trade to Black podcast collab that we have right here on Benzinga's network. And that will tell you all about what happened in CGC. So sometimes you got to keep up with knowing what's going to happen there. It's I think it's a good thing. They're consolidating debt by bringing their share price down, essentially not creating share dilution, but the opposite, right? Actually kind of cutting out some of those shares so that they're not so run by, like, let's say the high share count. They want to lower the share count. Yes, that lowers the price, but hey, if you can make it back above $1, you're going to be all right. Let's look at AI. Let's see if this really can start popping. CGC, definitely take a look.
Man, I got all types of issues with my charts. There we go.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys have watched the Trade to Black podcast. I would definitely check it out, team. They do a really good job, and it's actually a fun watch. That's the best part of it. It's a fun watch. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I think that a lot of people watch live trading like Ryan and I just because it's also just, we have some good entertainment here. Like, we enjoy it overall. So check it out, guys. 32.17 on AI. Let's go, baby. There you go, 32.20s. All right, guys, in a little bit, we're going to pay ourselves and just, I'm going to look to take first profits, 32.30s, and then the remainder, just look for the rip. $24s. Got there to 28, and as soon as I see that spike, I start to put out the order to sell at 30s. So now I'm looking to sell some at 32.30s, take half off, and leave the remainder on, baby. Orders out. I'm seeing it not hit there. It's on the offer right now. I'm pulling it down to 28 to try to get filled in between. 2 pennies is not going to make a difference there. Now it's on the bid at 26. I can literally just come down and then just get filled. So I'll just come down and get filled here. Boom. Get filled there. Got filled there at, let's see what we got. Got 26. Take half off. Now let it ride. Let it ride, baby.
Yeah, J. Michael, I'm looking into that. I'm looking into the charts there.
All right, guys. So now I can just let this try to work.
Jay, what on earth are you? Hang on a sec. I'm calling out Jay. I'm calling out Jay Rice. I'm tired of this. What are you talking about? Benzinga calls reverse split consolidation of shares. Here's my screen. This is a press release. on share consolidation. It's literally a damn press release from the company, bro.
Yeah, it
What
is
are
a
you talking about?
consolidation of shares.
What are you talking about?
It is a consolidation of
Come
shares.
on.
Yeah, it's right there from Canopy Growth. So,
I mean, it's literally going over what the PR says. Come on.
yeah, it's literally taken from the PR directly. All right,
You have
there's the
access
pop.
to that too.
There's the pop, guys. We'll see if it keeps going here. Not looking too bad there. Can Disney keep going now? This is a nice little setup, guys. Intraday setup. I'm not telling you guys to take this, right? Like, I'm just showing you guys it right there. Let's see if this can really start grinding towards this first rip on the day that went to 94.27 here on Disney. Ooh, AI. 32.25. Let's see it go through 32.50s. Start really getting hot.
I didn't even realize
momentum scanners.
POW is popping here today, and I don't see any news on it. Nice move on POW. That's ammo.com. That's a swing for next year.
That's you know what that is, right? So one thing that you need to be thinking about, right, is stocks that had a really bad 23 could have a really good 24 if things continue the way they're going. And look at AI. Spike, baby. Let's go. Flexing.
Can continuing to go higher here from that 3 break.
Let's get after it. 32.50s.
Didn't take that one either.
Look at AI, baby. And you guys know I don't even like AI. Let's just be honest.
That was a nice trade, though. Straight up, that was a good trade.
Let's just be honest, man. Let's be honest. I'm not the biggest fan.
All right.
I'm not the biggest fan of this one, but hey, that's how it is. Let's go, maybe. You know how it is, guys. When you get the running feet, you got to run with it, baby. You got to run with it. Feeling like John Cena a little bit today. You know what happens when I start to feel like John Cena? The market's going to calm my ass down. But let's go, team. Welcome to it. Live trading here. Benzinga, of course, killing it today. Not a bad day at all. Let's get after it. Nice little pop there, guys. Now to 32.60s. And that POW doesn't look bad at all, man. Pow.
Your CIFR doesn't look bad.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna leave that.
That was a nice move. That was a nice move. Off the bottom there.
Yeah, I would maybe do like a scalp of 4 on it, but that's about it. So when I see that, right, I start to look at other ones and I'm like, okay, so how are they moving, right? So Mara just made an attempt to break to the upside. And then that makes me kind of think, okay, there I could see that move from CIFR, right? And so that's an important outlook to think about, right? So CIFR, look at the way that the bigger ones look like. This is why I like leaders to laggards type of trading team. So you see that, like Mara, we know is the leader. Like let's not even question it, right? And so you can see how that's trying to push and break to the upside. Very similar chart to CIFR. I mean, how different are these charts? Right? So you see Mara. Let me go ahead and just go back to CIFR. You can see this. Very similar charts. This is why I think it's so important to kind of catch the leaders to laggard style trading. And it's one of the things that really gets me a lot of returns sometimes. It's not always going to be 100%, but hey, there ain't nothing 100% in this life.
You got that right, especially in the market.
All right, guys, looking to start taking some profits. I'm starting to see a little bit of some pullback action, but let's see if the Qs and can just kind of catch this little pullback and right back up. Valero getting some volume there, come down from 136.50s to 135. So I'm keeping a close eye, right? Got to keep the profits. Can maybe take some off on Valero if I need to take a little bit more. Definitely going to get back in the green today. Just looking to see which stock's going to kind of give me that next little boost to take some more off. Look at AI, guys. Almost 71 on that one today. And that one's just opened just shortly ago. And I even added on the pullback. So now let's see if this can really get going. Remember, I was looking for the move back above the 32.50s. We got that. Now it needs to hold pullbacks, especially to the VWAP, and really start to take off. I'd like to see like 32.30s hold here and get back up through 33s all the way on the upside on the next move. So the hourly chart is what I'm watching too here. And so you can see how we made this ramp move. We pulled back, we broke out, we pulled back, we came up, we pulled back, we came up, we pulled back. So it's really holding that 3150 well. Need to see a close towards this 33. If I see that close towards 33, then I can start taking a little bit profits there and really look for this move, which is 33.91s, which is a move to 34 from here. So
are you factoring in what the market's doing at the time of these moves, or are you looking at this stock in a vacuum for those moves?
So one of the things that I'm looking at here is the mentality that everybody is on, like this, like rampant, like where can we find return? And so one of the things that I'm looking at is where are those stocks that the return could come from? Well, we're seeing Nvidia start making moves, and we're seeing the AI conversation come back to the market, and everybody's viewing that AI will be the driver that drives these technology names forward. Well, then I'll go looking at AI. Even though I don't think it has some real competitive advantage, it's just kind of investor sentiment. So these positions are more, I would say, more on the psychology of the market right now. And that's why that's why you see 7 longs, right? I mean, 7 longs, right? And 10 longs earlier. So all positions have been to the long side because there's really no reason for me to be shorting right now unless I'm building a position. But I just don't see it right now.
Gotcha. CAN continuing higher, by the way. It's unreal. Felt slow to everything here today.
All right, now I want to see those kind of 3230s kind of hold here for AI. Let's see if this can hold on 3230s and take that next step up towards the 32, like, let's say like 3290s on the next push. And always, like, those are estimates, right? Like when I'm looking at what the next push could be like, it's just to show me that the price action is following the objection and the objective trade of the pattern, right? If it's making sense in that case, like here, like we're talking about like a 3230 like pullback hold. You see that wicks there, the wick I'm ignoring. I almost negate the wick, but I just want to see the body close around here, and then the next candle start coming back up here. So you see how AI did this move here, pulled back, reloaded, got going. It breaks out, it pulls back, reloaded, gets going. That's what I'm going to be watching for. CF holding in there. I got out of MOS today, but that's actually not looking too bad here. I'm probably going to be taking a little bit off this if it can break through this 7850s. So let me see if this can really start moving a little bit here. Getting up there towards the 79 on the next push. The daily chart is what the CF trade is all about. Look at this nice little bunch up pattern. So bunch up right around this kind of 7850s to 79. I need to see it go towards this high here, which is 79.14. Now really start to push out of this kind of bearish pattern here and really start to turn things back around on CF. Look to see if it gets back through 7850s. Won't let it go back through, let's say 78 today. There's really no need for me to let it crack that. Max N out, guys. Max N out. So now I'm down to 6, right? So I'm riding with the momentum. And a lot of that is just trying to ride the momentum up. Stay with the winners, ride the momentum, ride the wave into Santa Claus. The claws, baby, the claws. IBRX. That's a nice move there. Name that I don't talk about often. What is this? FRGE.
We've traded that one. We've traded that one before. A lot of these smaller names, though, really not really working here today. PRZO, really kind of a disaster. POL, a disaster.
Zim. We're going to zim
up.
Not
a disaster, though.
I got an order to sell right above here. So I'm going to cancel the order to sell, look to like try to let it kind of do the break towards 11 and then put the order out as we start to break 11 here. But definitely want to take about 50 off here, start paying myself, starting getting myself into the green, and then continue pushing some of these positions. All right, team, it's about 10:43 here, guys. So I wanted to just take a second here, and I will continue, of course, watching my trading. And you guys, if you guys see any stocks, definitely go ahead and call them out. But as you guys know, of course, I have the twins on the way, and I put out the registry about I think 2 or 3 times to get the twins some things, and I really appreciate a lot of people actually went ahead and did that. So I wanted to give a shout out to everybody that kind of did that. Don't worry, I won't put your names out there because I'm not like that. Of course, I'm not going to give your information out there, but I will throw it up one more time here. And I just wanted to read some of the messages that I got from Amazon. So I just was going to take a second here to read some of this.
Cool.
Give you guys some.
I'm going full screen for this, Mitch.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, guys. So I got a couple of here, and then I also got it like a gift card, so that person knows exactly who they are. So thank you very much. Congratulations. We are so thankful for Benzinga and your family supporting all of us every day. Children are the best gift to the world. Savor every moment. All our best. So you know exactly who you are. Thank you very much. Good luck in the next step in life. 2x the fun, 2x the trouble. So shout out to that one. I actually agree with that 1000%. And then, of course, another congratulations. So shout out on that. And then congrats, Money Mitch. Thanks for everything you do for us on pre-market prep and live trading. Wishing you and your growing family the best. So definitely thank you guys. You guys don't know how much this means to my wife and I. Knowing just that the twins already are having that much support. And I hope that, I've been able to give back to you guys so that we can continue moving forward, like always, helping each other continue to grow. So shout out to everybody out there.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Glad to see that. Not really surprised at all to see that from the wonderful community that we have here.
Yeah.
So appreciate everyone's supporting my man, Mitch.
Yeah, remember, you guys were first. You guys were the first to find out about it. I actually told the pre-market prep team afterwards, and a lot of that was just because how much I appreciate you guys always being with Ryan and I here.
Love hearing that. Love it.
All right, let's see if AI can really take off here, guys. It reloaded. I feel like it got that reload, right? Now can it really just push? Now can it really just take off here? All right, going to stop that stop loss there because I don't need it right now. Of course, it's pushing here. So let's see if we can get the next push, and I can take 50 off here on this next drive through the highs.
POL popping. Nice call, Tuna.
Nice.
Took all morning, but it finally happened here on POL.
Okay.
This one here. Sorry, Mitch. I had it on a different screen. There you go. This big breakdown, multiple breakdowns actually, but finally caught. And by the way, Tuna, the one thing to notice here, when did this start trading back to the upside? When that volume started to expand to the upside. Take a look at this morning. We never really got that. Even on this bounce, we didn't really get it. Got it a little bit, but not really. This is the expansion that we want to see. Look what the price is doing. Good call there. Good call. That also is a good example of why you should keep some of these on your watch list or keep watching them throughout the course of the day. Maybe we don't get the expected move early, but we do get the expected move a little bit later in the day. So something else to consider and keep your eye on. Good shout.
I agree. SPY and Q starting to bunch up, so just be careful out there, guys. Starting to see a little bit of some slowdown. I mean, we could get maybe a little bit of a pullback, so just be alert on that. Apple setting up for the next move, though. That one's a pretty nice pattern there if you guys are looking at Apple today. So I'll put my charts up here so you guys can see that. But Apple's pretty interesting, actually. I mean, take a look at this pattern here. And so you see a nice little flagging pattern here. And I also see what? 1, 2, 3 attempts. I'd love to see a fourth fake out to the downside, then come back up through this 197.50. So that's a lot of the times when I'm trying to get in, because that's that third bottoming. And so I look to see if you can do a little bit of a fake to that level, maybe kind of like 120, 197.28. then turn right back around through 197.50. We'll see if that happens. Like always, choose your own levels, but that's what I'm seeing right now in Apple. Don't worry, Wisdom.
I think we read the same comment.
Don't worry, Wisdom. There'll be a nice one waiting at the door.
What kind of shotgun are you going to get? Good times.
Anyone ready for a big interview with CEO of ZVSA? Okay. Looks like we're going to be having a good show coming up to you guys. Stick around. It's always
Tuna saying,
stories.
how do you like my AI generated icon? I do like it. This is the only way I'm able to make it bigger is to actually put your comment on the screen so that I can see the avatar a little bit bigger when it's overlaid on the screen. I do like it. You made your avatar literally have a tuna as a head.
Yeah, I love it. My only suggestion,
Take care,
at least
Carmen.
to help you stand out, Smoke, would probably be like put like a bold color in the background, like an orange versus the green. But other than that, I mean, damn, the image is perfect. I mean, there's some good AIs out there. You have to find the good stuff though. So that's going to take a little bit of searching.
Born saying his bunny is AI. Could probably use the same thing there. Smoke tuna needs a cigarette. Oh, good times, folks.
Well, there's that kind of Apple move. We'll see if it happens, right? It came back, tried to fake to the downside, now back above VWAP. Let's see if it holds VWAP here, 197.33s, and then makes the 197.50 push. Let's see if that happens now. AI struggling here, tried to make the move back towards 32.50s, needs to hold VWAP at no matter what. That's what I'm going to be holding towards. Definitely won't lose on this position now. Just going to hold down there towards 190, 198s, just in case I get a quick sweep down. If it does stop me out at that 32, I'll tell you one thing. I would rather get out in a small win than let this become a loser.
Yeah, no question.
I already took some profits though, too, right? So I already took first profits. I'm just looking for second profits. So I'm going to give it the chance to bounce, but I never know when it's going to happen or not. I always got to have the out, right? What is my out? Apple trying to set up for that same move I just talked about. So let's see if it works here. Like always, nothing's 100%. This is just the way that I would look at it. Now let's see if it takes that 197.50s and makes the move towards like 197.66. Swinging DM. Yeah, I still got it. And that was yesterday's position. That wasn't even early today. That's 75 cents, my entry. Let's see if I can get to $1. Playing classical music to your child while the mother is pregnant is the Mozart effect. Yes, got to be playing the good tunes.
I don't think you have much classical on your playlist. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that.
You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised.
Well, Mitch starts playing Dr. Dre. What? It's classics.
Nah. So FKJ is one of my favorite artists. And if you look, he has one called Just Piano. And he has an album just called Just Piano. It is really good. For just being like
man,
piano.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. Good piano. There's nothing like it.
John Legend. I'm a big John Legend fan. So I like the piano. And
yeah, I think
you gotta bring it in.
Sweet instrument.
Yeah, the piano's badass, man. Piano and I would say the sax. The sax is something else too. Like someone that can play the sax good. I mean, watch out. Yeah, you're taking care of a 4-month-old smoked tuna. You can't imagine two at the same time. Don't worry, man. Double the trouble, double the fun, man. I got the Little League team coming soon, man.
You're going to have an entire Little League team being able to be fielded pretty soon.
All right, CF with a nice little push here, guys. We're going to go ahead and take some profits as this starts to move. I think it could get to 79, but I do want to take some profits today to just pay myself. So I'm going to take half off here. Boom, just took half off there, guys. So now I only have 40 shares, but paid myself. Now I'm only down $60 on the day. And of course, you guys see the green here. That can easily cover $60. This is the idea of having multiple positions, right?
Balance.
Because the balancing act there. And you didn't see me cry about some that went to red, right? Like I could have cried about Palantir. I could have cried about Roku. If those were my only positions, I'd probably be here. Wham, wham. But the truth is that by going for multiple positions, it's giving me the ability to ride the winners and cut the losers. All right, what else is out there? Should we play a little FKJ?
Play a little while. I think it's almost time for us to roll. We got an interview coming up, isn't it?
We rolling, man. We getting out of here in just a second here. We'll see what happens. Let's see if this can keep moving here. Valero, Zim, AI, Disney, some good names out there. And DM, the position I didn't think would get me a lot of money, is up there to 82 cents, Ryan.
Hey, man, look, Mitch, there's a reason that we look at some of these smaller price stocks, man. You get those big moves that you need.
Hey, you never know, man. And you know what I loved, Ryan? When I thought about it, it was on Trade the Pool. It was available to me. Imagine if it wasn't. I would have been struggling here. So moments
Trade the
like
Pool
that,
has almost everything available.
Yeah, dude. It's very rare. Like you and I get surprised when it isn't there, right?
Yeah. I'm at the point now where if I see a stock not in there, I'm like, huh, that's strange, because I'm so accustomed to everything being there. Again, one of the best prop firm.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's always about the opportunity, right? And the prop firm's not telling you you're going to make $1 million. The prop firm is telling you that I give you the opportunity, the place to go ahead, find that buying power. And like always, it's up to you, right? You guys see it. You guys can do it. You can be in the green. It's not like you can't be. I mean, you guys see it here. All these positions in the green. So find what helps you. Find tools that help you. Like we talk about Benzinga Pro all the time. Find the tools that make you the better trader. That's one of the vital keys to success being a trader. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. In just a second, we'll switch over here. Probably about 3 minutes here. I'll switch you over to AB. Going to be coming on, and then we'll get to our interview. So stick around, guys. About 5 minutes, 3 minutes here. We'll wrap up. But enjoying the action, like always. Going to keep pushing to the next level. See what we can find. And man, it's going to be a fun 24 because the way that things are looking, the street has gotten to the point where they're beyond themselves. The bulls, the perma bulls are out there just sticking the chest out, doing the peacock move. Like, look at me, guys. Look at me. I got the fancy watches, and all those bears out there. I don't know what
life
you're doing.
Support. They're on life support in the hospital, literally with the oxygen mask on.
Yeah, they're definitely listening to the beeps every time to see if they're still alive there. But we'll find out, right? Like always, one thing that I always say is that when everything gets to the extreme, be careful. Like always, we always try to be more on risk preservation than worrying about the rewards. The rewards come with good trading. Right.
Yeah. The rewards come with practice too. I mean, you got to take your lumps. You got to experience failure. You got to learn from your own mistakes before you're really going to be able to get cooking in this. I believe that.
Definitely. And I think that the more that you guys find a place that can really kind of keep you in your focus, what's doing well for you, that's what's going to bring you to success. AI there coming back down and cutting me out right at that 32. So I'm not saying that it's done on the day, but I didn't want it to come back to this trend line, right? So like if it comes back to 3180s, next thing you know, I'm red. So I could come back into the name, took some gains, right? But I'm probably just going to stick on the sideline, stay with the positions that I have, and just keep riding the wave. We'll see what happens. Maybe AI is the name. Keep your watch on it, guys. We'll see if it can keep pushing, and definitely get those likes up for us.
I think that the likes being displayed is off. I think there's more than
YouTube's having some issues with the likes. I will say that. Smart bears are keeping their claws shelled for a bit longer. We'll see it, Rick. We'll see if the bears come back out. That's for sure. All right. It's been a great show indeed, guys. Like always, keep up with me and Ryan. You guys see our Twitter handles right underneath there. Our Faluna at MoneyMitchBZ. This is how you really keep up with us. Like always, we have our personal channels too, so you guys can reach out to us, ask questions. We're always here for you guys to continue moving forward. If not, Ryan and I would not do what we do every day.
Nope.
We're trying to push you guys to continue forward. So if you ever have a question or just want to talk stocks, Ryan are those guys, man. I know countless people that just reach out to me, and why?
Stocks and sports, baby. Stocks and sports.
Baby.
I got you.
That's it, man. That's it. So we'll see if this can keep riding high. Zim also kind of hanging out here. Going to continue to watch that one to see if it can continue climbing. But it's been a good day. Disney trying to pull back a little bit there. So I'll keep a watch to see if we can get that next move. But CF riding higher now to 78, 76. This is going to be one that I'll be watching to see if it closes above 79 or towards that 79 and then really starts to kind of get out of this shake. Then I can start holding towards break even and looking for this to continue to climb. And that's CF, of course. And that's in the agricultural input space. Today, we did get a changing of the kind of the leader. Now industrials are actually leading the day. Real estate and technology are the strongest names. Earlier in the day, it was only what? It was only energy in the green. Now, pretty much all sectors except healthcare, utilities, and defensives are in the red. And they're just slightly red. This is how the market can do it. And how was it done? We talked about it all day, how the big cap names in the Magnificent Seven really held the tide up higher today when there was only one sector that was in the green. This is what sector rotation that I'm talking about. And that's what I really try to deliver you guys, which is my edge. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Ryan, any last message? Definitely shout out to Buddy. All the happy holidays to everybody out there. Keep going it. Enjoy the holidays. And check out that new Wonka movie, man. It's pretty good. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Ryan, have a great one, man. Take care.
You too, man. And everyone else in the chat, we will see you tomorrow.
All right, Ryan's hopping, and now go ahead and bring on the man himself, AB, as we switch over to All Access. What's going on, AB?
What up, Money Mitch? How we doing today?
Oh, I like the sweater, baby. You looking good.
Yeah,
you having a good day there? Is it
yeah.
cold? Is it cold in Detroit, man? I was like 20 something here in Charlotte, man.
Really? 20 something in Charlotte. It's colder than it was here. Yeah, it's about 30 degrees here right now. Let's see. But yeah, actually I was speaking of Willy Wonka, I was feeling like Grandpa Joe this morning, didn't want to get out of bed, but eventually, my alarm clock went off.
Pulled you out, man.
Yeah, and that was, that I got pulled out like here I am, but yeah, I was feeling a little bit like Grandpa Joe.
Hey, can't blame you. It looks like we're going to be getting into a little bit of some biotechs. Biotechs definitely have been hot lately, so stick around, team, for the story that's coming up. ZVSA, that seems exciting to learn from. Like always, I love to find out, and this is that one space that I'll tell you guys, biotechs, I'm just a learner just like you guys, right? And it's one of the spaces that I think that you always got to keep learning. So check that out. That's coming up next. And AB, I'll give you a suggestion. Go check out that new Wonka movie. It's pretty good.
All right, I'll check it out. I was a big fan of the old one when I was a kid, so it'll be hard to live up to it. But hey, always got to check out when they remake those childhood classics. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and get into our All Access today. Again, if this is your first time joining us for one of our All Access shows, this is where we bring on companies and executives from those companies to really get you guys the story from these companies themselves. It's the only place on YouTube that you guys can go for free for this type of information. Today, I'm going to be speaking to Stephen Glover, the CEO and founder of ZyVersa. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Mr. Glover on the stream. All right, Stephen Glover, the CEO of ZyVersa Therapeutics, Inc., ticker ZVSA. Ticker's up there on the screen if you guys want to pull it up while we talk about it. Stephen, how you doing today?
I'm a little warmer than you are down here in Florida, so good to see you.
What part of Florida are you in?
Just outside of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, great. I'm about to be flying down to Florida on Friday myself. So in a couple days, I'll be hopefully just as warm as you.
See you on the beach.
Yep. Well, Steven, I mean, before we get started, do you want to just give us a brief overview of ZyVersa and what it is that you guys do?
Sure, I appreciate it. We're really a company that's kind of that next stage of growth, and that's appreciate the time today to kind of get the story out. But we are in two areas. One is in renal disease, and it's an area that's a really high unmet medical need with kidney failure, and you end up in end-stage dialysis and transplantation. And we're getting ready to go into phase 2 with our lead asset, our first human clinical experience in 2024. And, it's about a $13 billion market. And, the funny part I always tell everybody about this is, people probably don't realize this, but in Medicare, about 20% of the Medicare budget is spent on treating renal diseases. It's one of the largest portions of the Medicare budget as far as treatment. And so that's our lead asset. And, we're happy to be moving that forward pretty quickly here in 2024. And then our other asset is in the inflammation space. And we refer to it as the inflammasome area, a really cutting edge biotech area related to a host of diseases. We're targeting in our development alone about $70 billion worth of indication sets, everything from MS to Alzheimer's disease to, cardiovascular disease. And we're just finishing up the preclinical program on that. And a lot going on in 24 for us.
Well, there you go. I'm glad you brought up 2024. I mean, right now, for the past couple years, the biotech macro environment has been tough, especially for micro and small cap companies. You high inflation, reduced capital availability, valuations plunging, and the IPO window all but closing. What are your thoughts for the outlook of 2024? I mean, we've started to see small caps starting to heat up a little bit. The biotech stocks, XBIs up more than 30% off its lows. Do you expect these trends to continue in 2024?
Great question. I've seen more smiles probably in the last month in the biotech meetings I've been in than I've seen in 2 years. And, I say that because I'm also on the chairman of the board of a company called Ambrex, and also I'm chairman of the board of a company called PDS. And so, kind of, I see this from multiple companies' perspectives as we talk about this. And I really do think the change in the macro environment is going to, I was listening to you guys earlier, talk about where the market's beginning to think about where 24 is at. And I think that area in biotech is actually going to be one of the largest beneficial recipients of, some change here. You're seeing what I call 3 things I always look for. I haven't done this for 40 years. And that is, you're seeing a change in the environment, the feeder environment for the industry from a capital ability to raise capital perspective. I think the other thing you're seeing is M&A picking up. And that's really one of the big signs. If you look at, the ADC space, there's been over $70 billion with acquisition. You look at oncology, a lot of acquisition. Even in the space that we're in, the inflammasome inhibitor space, there's been over $5 billion worth of acquisition and preclinical to phase 1 over the last 24 months. So there are areas within biotech that are really ripe right now. I actually was talking to several different CEOs over the last couple of weeks. And the point of view that from that group was, in some ways, if you're very smart about this may be one of the better times to invest in biotech. It's been beaten down. The indexes are starting to circle back. And I think you see a great macro environment for 2024 coming.
Yeah, that's what a lot of investors are hoping for right now. And then, Steven, you mentioned earlier on the top that ZyVersa has 2 different development platforms, one in the renal space, of course, the other in the anti-inflammatory space. Your renal product, VAR 200, mediates removal of excess lipids and cholesterol out of the kidney. How does this, play into the treatment of kidney disease, and how big is this market opportunity?
Sure. Innovation is key in kidney disease. I mentioned earlier, it's a big problem in the country. I mean, we talk about pandemics a lot in our industry, and kidney disease is actually a pandemic. And, the ability to now go after some new approaches here is what's really important. So if you look at typical treatment in the kidney space, you're really trying to delay progression into end-stage renal disease, where you're in a dialysis center and you're obviously getting dialyzed to keep you as healthy as possible. But unfortunately, you can tend to progress and end up in end-stage renal disease and transplantation. And really, your treatments today, there really hasn't been a lot of new treatments in the last 20 years. A lot of innovation over the last 5 years looking at different ways to go. What we've been able to do is your typical treatment algorithm when you get diagnosed. So you go into the doctor, you get you're asked to take a urinalysis test. They diagnose protein in your urine, and you're referred to a nephrologist. And really, this is where your journey begins. And that market, just to give you an idea, is about $13 billion of treatments. And it's unfortunately, you progress. And what we really needed here was innovation. And so what we do is we're combining our product, which is of R200. It's really focused on the removal of lipids and cholesterol in the renal cells that surround a structure in the kidney called a podocyte. And we're the only one out there doing this. And we've got some great data that is really encouraging. And what you do is you use this product in combination with an anti-inflammatory and with a cardiovascular product to be able to treat the real 3 symptoms of the disease, whether it be hypertension, you're dealing with inflammation of the kidney, that causes proteinuria, and that is what leads to all the downward pressure on your kidney failure. By taking the approach that we're doing, we're actually going after some of the causative issues around keeping these podocytes alive so you keep the kidney intact and you slow the progression to end-stage renal disease is the way to think about this.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. And it sounds like the market opportunity there is just massive. Where are you in the development of this product, of the VAR 200? Is it in clinical trials or where in the pipeline is it?
Yeah, so we did a really big development job over 2023, getting ready to go into the first human trials. And we just announced earlier this week the retainment of our first CRO, our clinical research organization, which now has us ready to go start phase 2. So in early first quarter, we'll begin to dose the first patients with our product. And it's about a 12-week treatment regimen for the initial patients. And we expect to see preliminary data out by mid-year in 2024 to see if the product is working at the dose and the frequency of which we think it will. So a pretty exciting window here for us as a company.
That is exciting, Stephen. Regarding your anti-inflammatory product, IC100, how does your approach differ from other anti-inflammatory products in development, and how will this, make a difference in the treatment of these inflammatory diseases?
Great question. I mean, many people may not really think about it. And for the years, I didn't think about it this way until I met with many experts. Is inflammation is one of the leading causes of disease in the human population. And we all think about it as, we get a headache, we take something for the headache. Truly, that's inflammation, or you get a cut, that's inflammation. But the inflammation that I'm talking about is inflammation driven by cytokines. For example, an IL-1 beta, IL-18 or cytokines. And these cytokines are released when you get a viral or bacterial infection or you have certain diseases in your body. And that inflammation is the one that causes a lot of issues for the human population. This is where you see impact to everything from acute respiratory distress syndrome, MS, cardiovascular disease, atherosclerosis, Parkinson's disease. There's over 70 different diseases that are impacted by this type of inflammation. And our approach has been working with the University of Miami School of Medicine and several other collaborators is to target this structure called the inflammasome. And the way to think about this is once your body incurs for the first time a pathogen or a virus and the immune system responds, that immune system response is triggered by an inflammasome. And so what you want to try to do at this early stage is to block that inflammasome from producing these cytokines that are toxic to the human body. And that's about as much science as initially that anybody would want to understand about this, because it's extremely complex. But what we have done with a lot of really thoughtful work here in scientific innovation is we've targeted a biologic at multiple inflammasomes to inhibit multiple inflammasomes rather than just one inflammasome. And why that is important is that many of the diseases that I talked about, just referenced, are multiple inflammasome activated. And so you really want to block a lot of these inflammasomes to get the clinical response and the efficacy that you want. And then you want to obviously make sure that you're safe and effective as part of that. And we're actually one of the leading groups out there. We're the only biological candidate at this later stage. It's a monoclonal antibody. So very, very high science. And, we're really intrigued by the path forward here in 2024.
Well, Stephen, again, congrats so far on the growth you guys have seen. It sounds like you've got, a lot of good things in the pipeline. IC100 is earlier in development than your renal product. How long will it be until this product is ready for clinical trials?
So 24 is all about finalizing our preclinical work, and we're almost done with it. So we've got one last safety work to do in what's called GLP toxicology. We plan on finishing that up towards the end of the third quarter, meet with the agency, FDA, in the fourth quarter, get an open IND, and move into phase one the first part of 2025. And that's an important inflection point for the company because, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of M&A and collaboration work in this space. A lot of big companies, Merck, Pfizer. You take a look at many companies in this inflammasome space, and that's where a lot of your collaborations take place as you transition from preclinical into phase one.
Got it. Well, Stephen, running up on time here. We've got about a minute left. Is there anything else you would like investors to know about ZyVersa before I let you go? Any hot takes you got for 2024? Anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, I think we touched on it earlier. I think biotech is set up. We got the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference coming up in January. Everybody's really excited about it. So I would say to those investors that are interested in the space or interested in ZyVersa, do your homework, do your diligence, and it's a great time in 24 to come into the space.
I hope so. I mean, I've got some of the, a few biotech companies in my portfolio that I've been looking at for the past couple of years that I'm just like, do something. What are you doing? And finally, they're starting to move. They're starting to go up. So I'm hoping that 2024 proves to be the year that, these things start to turn around. And Stephen, again, congrats on your guys' work so far. Looks like you guys are doing a lot of great things. And I hope we get to talk again soon. Anytime you guys have some big news coming up, let me know and we'll bring you on the show and have you tell our audience about it.
Will do, Aaron, and safe travels down to sunny Florida.
I appreciate it. I will. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that was Stephen Glover, the co-founder and CEO of ZyVersa, ticker ZVSA, up on the screen up there. Like Steven said, biotech market might stay hot in 2024. It could be time to start looking at some of these smaller biotech companies, take a stab at a few of them. And of course, if you want to learn more about the company, ticker is up on the screen. You can go check it out on Benzinga pro.benzinga.com. Our one-stop shop, everything you need to know when it comes to looking at charts, fundamentals, news. I use it every single day. And you get a free 2-week trial, so no reason not to check it out if you're looking for a place to do some more research on your stocks and investments. All right, guys. Well, that'll be a wrap for us today. Thanks for everyone who tuned in to Benzinga's live trading and all access. We've got some more great content coming up the rest of the day, so make sure to stay tuned on our YouTube. I'll be back tomorrow on some Benzinga Live. Next week's schedule will look a little bit different with the holidays, but then, in the new year, starting December 2nd, we'll be back on a more normal schedule. With that, guys, thanks again for everyone who tuned in. Please smash the like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thank you to Stephen Glover and ZyVersa for joining us today. We'll be back. Till then, happy trading.